Let's pretend you're on a trip to Switzerland.
Here's a guide of things you will love.
And things you won't.
If we haven't met, we're Jana and Brett, and we have spent more than 6 months traveling Switzerland, which means we've had plenty of time to discover things we just can't get enough of, and the stuff that just drives us crazy.
We've included 11 things on this list that we love and 5 that we don't. So let's dive right in.
Okay, let's pretend that you just arrived at the airport, ready for your grand Switzerland tour. One of the first things that you'll probably notice is how clean everything is. You won't see litter on the ground or overflowing trash cans or even bathrooms without soap. And that's because the Swiss tend to really appreciate a beautiful environment, so they work to keep everything clean.
After relieving yourself in the bathroom and appreciating the cleanliness even more, you decide to stop at the ATM to withdraw some cash. And that's when you realize that Switzerland uses the Swiss franc and not the euro. I mean, we understand that the euro has simplified trade, commerce, and even travel throughout Europe, but it's just fun to use and collect a different currency. We love how Switzerland feels like a little bit of an island in the middle of Europe, and Swiss francs are just way more beautiful than the euro, in my opinion.
Now that you have some cash, you make one last stop in the airport for a quick snack and on-the-go drink, which is when you notice it: the sky-high price tags. Since the Swiss franc is so strong, a single granola bar or a bag of chips can cost 4 or 5 francs, and even a bottle of soda costs just as much. Those prices help you decide not to add that 3 franc pack of gum to your order either. But you snag a drink and a bag of chips and you leave about $10 poorer. There are lots of ways to save money on vacation, but don't be fooled. Switzerland is not a budget destination.
But you're not here to admire the airport, so you follow signs to the train station. And that's when you realize another thing to love about Switzerland. It is so easy to travel here. The signs are clear and written in both the local language and English, which means you don't get lost as you navigate to the station.
And once you make it to the train station, you're loving Switzerland even more since the friendly, helpful staff speak English. Now, we understand that not every traveler speaks English and that not every person in Switzerland will speak English, but they usually do in the touristy areas, especially train stations and tourist offices.
However, your joy at speaking the same language quickly disappears when you realize it's not always simple to purchase a train ticket. I mean, it is simple to buy a single train ticket, but the options and choices are sometimes overwhelming. I mean, really, how many different Swiss train passes are there? And with so many potential places to visit, how do you know which one is right for you? Of course, the staff at the station could help you, but you could also choose to download our free Swiss Train Pass checklist to help you save the most money.
With your train pass in hand, you venture to the platform to wait on your train, and something weird happens. Your train arrives exactly on time. We love, love, love this Swiss transportation system because it runs on time most of the time and goes pretty much everywhere in the country. There are super helpful apps to find timetables and see where your train pass will take you. And as your trip goes on, you will love the incredible engineering and infrastructure that makes it easy to reach any city, lake, valley, or mountaintop.
As you ride along and gaze out the windows, keep your phone handy because you're gonna wanna snap pictures of all the natural beauty. Obviously, the Alps are stunning, but so are the lakes, waterfalls, rivers, countryside, and Swiss villages. In our experience, the transportation seems to be built to appreciate the natural beauty, not destroy it. And this is especially evident with scenic panoramic trains like the Bernina Express or the Glacier Express.
If you can't wait to truly experience the beauty of Switzerland on your next trip, then hit that like button or comment below what you're most excited about.
Even if you're only venturing a few hours from one of the Swiss airports, chances are high that you'll eventually cross from one linguistic region into another. And that makes it feel like you're experiencing a whole new country altogether. That's because Switzerland has 4 national languages: German, French, Italian, and Romansh. And beyond just changing the language, each region has totally different food, geography, culture, and more.
All right, let's say you finally arrive at your destination, a quaint little mountain town. Obviously, you're ready to hit the ground running, so you drop your bags and head out to explore, maybe somewhere like Mürren or Grindelwald-Fürst. After a few hours of fresh alpine air, you're starting to get hungry, which is when you learn an important lesson and one of the things we don't like. Switzerland is tough for those who don't plan well. For example, if you don't check the weather, you may be stuck in a pop-up shower without an umbrella or freezing on a mountaintop without a jacket. Or maybe it's 6:30 p.m. and you missed the last funicular down the mountain because they stopped running 30 minutes ago. Or maybe you plan to visit 5 different places in one day, but don't plan ahead well to estimate just how long it takes to get from one place to another by train. Or you head to the grocery store at 7 p.m. to save some money on food, only to discover it's already closed and you have to eat out anyway. I think you get the idea.
Speaking of restaurants, eating out is one thing we don't love doing in Switzerland. We know you're on vacation and don't want to cook. And don't get us wrong, we're foodies and Switzerland food can be really good, but it's an absolute budget buster. Restaurants in Switzerland can be outrageously expensive, and we feel like they lack value for the money. The quality is often really good, but food just isn't the reason to visit Switzerland in our opinion. And if you're not careful, this could easily balloon into one of the biggest expenses in your budget. So thinking back to that last point, make sure you plan well for your food.
Day 1 of your Switzerland vacation was long, but you slept well and you wake up on day 2 ready to go. The sun is shining, the mountains are beckoning, so you make a beeline for the cable car station, which is when you experience another thing that we love about Switzerland. The mountains are accessible to everyone. Most lifts are handicap and stroller accessible. And when you get to the top, there's often a restaurant with terraces and panoramic views and usually a playground as well. You can take in the views by just enjoying the ride or by walking on the trails. There are hikes for all ability levels, including multi-day hikes and cross-country routes with mountain huts in between. Often it's just you and Mother Nature in the Swiss Alps, and usually some cows too.
While you're chilling in the mountains, taking in the view, or relaxing in a village, sipping a beer or coffee, of course, you realize that Switzerland is a great destination for families. Yes, lodging can be expensive, but last night before bed, you caught up on some Aplins in the Alps videos and learned that kids under 6 travel for free throughout the entire country, and kids aged 6 to 15 travel for free with a parent with the complimentary Swiss family card. Oh, and they get free and discounted tickets to a lot of attractions too. But it goes beyond money. By now, you've already noticed the abundance of Swiss playgrounds, and if you're like Jana, you've glided down at least one slide as well. Switzerland just might be the most awesome place in the world to be a kid.
Next, you're walking through a village and stumble upon a farm fridge. Yes, that's literally a mini refrigerator stuffed with local cheese, milk, sausage, eggs, and jam. I don't know all the ins and outs, but farmers seem to be well supported by the government and traditional farming methods seem to be alive and well. For example, cows graze at different elevations and in different meadows and eat different wildflowers, all of which produces cheese that tastes slightly different depending on where you go. And all of that makes for a ton of fun sampling local produce. Since the farmers are out working their land and animals during the day, they can't man a farm shop. So they set up these mini fridges and stock them with their produce, and they're based on the honor system. On top of that, it's easy to buy local too. All Swiss products in the grocery stores are indicated with a ladybug symbol, and farm fridges are a fantastic way to support local farmers while enjoying a unique experience.
And it's a beautiful walk to those farm fridges, which brings me to my next point. While you're here on your Switzerland vacation, you'll notice how easy it is to be active and outdoors. You can walk just about anywhere, and you actually want to be outside, in nature, on the mountains, and by the lakes. The pace of life and quality of food will simmer down your stress levels and amplify your relaxation.
Before you know it, your Switzerland vacation will be over, which is one of our least favorite things about Switzerland, having to leave. But here's one thing we've learned personally and among our audience. Most people return to Switzerland again. So if you're ready to plan your next trip to Switzerland, we've made tons of trip planning resources about when to visit, where to go, and what to do. Check out this helpful trip planning video next, and we'll see you in Switzerland.